Welcome back to the ASUG News Studio. My name is Tom Whalegum. I'm editorial director of ASUGnews.com. We're delighted to have Paul Roche in the studio now. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
You are the CIO of Network Services.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the company first.
Network Services is a group of independent distributors. We distribute food service and janitorial supplies to customers across the US, Canada, and Mexico.
Okay.
Headquartered in Schaumburg, Illinois, and we've been running SAP for about 2 years now.
How big a SAP shop are you guys, and what are you running?
We run everything. We have the entire ERP system. We run all our EDI through the PI framework. We run SAP Portal, the Business Objects BI suite, and pretty much everything else. We use Solution Manager now for our help desk and a lot of other even non-SAP functions. So we're all in with SAP.
Well, this is an interesting topic, one I really wasn't too familiar with before we came, talking about the RunSAP standards. Can you talk a little bit about what this is? First, tell us what it is, and then how you guys have approached it and used it?
Sure. RunSAP really came out of SAP's desire to help customers better optimize their operating environment. So with SAP comes a lot of servers, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of systems that need to talk to each other. And Solution Manager really is the core of what orchestrates all those interactions. The RunSAP methodology became a best practices type of approach to Solution Manager. So not only do you connect Solution Manager to your systems to get them up and running and monitor them, but also now there's a best practices approach to how do you report to SAP when there's a problem, how do you handle change management, how do you handle root cause analysis, so taking it much deeper than just are the systems turned on and connected, really getting to a better kind of run in an optimized manner approach.
I mean, that's some pretty core things right there that you mentioned.
It is, and quite frankly, when we first went live on SAP, you concentrate so much on the ERP implementation and the fighting the fires that have to be fought for that. That always gets pushed to the back. Once you get to your go live date, now all of a sudden, day one, I have to start monitoring that system because it's productive, and that comes with a whole new set of challenges that, unfortunately, during the implementation, a lot of times you can't get done just in the interest of time.
Well, you would not be alone. I was talking to someone yesterday on the studio talking about the Solution Manager, and a lot of companies underuse it or don't use it as much. What was your approach before? Were you just still in the throes of getting installed?
Yeah.
and
bare minimum.
Yep.
So when we went live with the ERP system, we basically used it for early watch reports. So once a week it would send out reports that kind of give you a health check on your systems. And if I was lucky, the guys on my team would be looking at those and reacting to them, but quite frankly, a lot of times you just get sucked into what you're doing and too busy. Now looking at the new options in Solution Manager 7.1, we've recently implemented that and rolled out a number of new things like the full incident management, bits and pieces of the change management, and the full solution monitoring, which does alerting and monitoring of the systems. It'll create automatic help desk tickets for us. It'll email out alerts. It'll do a lot of things that before 7.1 we didn't utilize Solution Manager for very much at all.
You talked a little bit about in the aha moment you had at Tekkit last year. Can you talk a little bit about that when you saw this? We're like, wow.
Yeah, we sent a few people to Tekkit in the fall and attended a few Solution Manager sessions, and really the focus of those sessions was on what's available in 7.1 and what's the roadmap for 7.1 future service pack releases. And I was very impressed with it. Most notably, and the real driver for our project was that with 7.1, you were able to implement the incident management that could replace your entire help desk.
Wow.
So we had another vendor's help desk system that I was paying annual maintenance on, and it was a heavyweight system. It had 5 servers for our production environment and another 5 for our development environment. Annual maintenance fees, and I was being faced with an upgrade. Our version was being sunsetted. We were on an older release. So, as a CIO, I was looking at an upgrade project this year, paying the annual maintenance. And once we learned that with the Solution Manager, the full incident management comes with it, it looked very close. It was ITIL compliant, as was our old system, so it looked very close, and the terminology was similar to what we had before. And it was 100% covered by my SAP maintenance that I was already paying. So we basically decided we can't afford to not do this. It's something we need to do.
I mean, that is a nugget to tell ASUG members, right? I mean, when you uncover that, you're like...
Yeah, I mean, from an ROI standpoint, we were talking about $150,000 investment this year to get that current and pay the maintenance, and that's completely avoided. Our RunSAP project to get the new version implemented was a fraction of that. Wow. So almost immediate ROI.
I think some people, when they think of solution manager, some people probably like myself who aren't in the weeds, may think of it as more of a technical product. But really, you're talking about some pretty big business benefits that can be, you could be, as we saw yesterday, the superhero,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at all the things Solution Manager can do, there's about 8 or 9 different areas. You can do the incident management, which we did. You can control change, so change management. You can also do business process monitoring. So I can be alerted if I normally take in 500 orders a day and today I only have 30. Something's wrong. Right. So it can be business intelligent as well as technically intelligent. We're going to roll into those down the road, but our immediate impact was definitely the savings in terms of an avoided upgrade project, avoided maintenance, and then the efficiency pieces are huge. So our new help desk, users enter help desk tickets from within SAP. So right within the SAP screen, they click create a message, put a description, and click send. They don't even know they're submitting a ticket, really.
Did that before, I'm sorry, did that go to the other system?
Yeah, before that, they'd have to exit SAP, log into the other help desk, capture all the information. And then in the new way, SAP captures all the user data. What version of the client are they using? What operating system are they on? All kinds of data gets captured when that user enters a ticket that they didn't even know they're submitting.
Right.
So it's very helpful for us to quickly diagnose a ticket when you've got all that immediate data coming in, and you know that it's correct because SAP put it there.
Right.
It's not that you're not relying on the user to submit a lot of data on a ticket.
Right.
So big change and big improvement in that process. Our other concern was on the incident control. How do we have users who don't use SAP? So we do have a few users in our environment who don't log in SAP every day. How do they submit a ticket? And we've done that through a simple portal window on our SAP portal. So they click a help desk tab and fill out a short description and click submit, and they've submitted a help desk ticket for things like Blackberries, iPhones, desktop issues not really related to SAP.
Right.
So
the sponsor of our booth here is Optimal Solutions. I know you work with them. Can you talk just a little bit about their process and how you guys worked with them and what they showed you?
Sure. So Optimal implemented us initially on SAP. They were our partner through our initial project. It was about 13 months end to end. And then we took about a year to settle down and stabilize. And then when we learned about the new Solution Manager offering, 7.1, and the whole RunSAP methodology, we asked them about that. They came out and did a kind of a one-day overview of what the methodology is. They had just achieved certification in the RunSAP methodology. Okay. So they were kind of given SAP's blessing in terms of being a certified partner that can do the project for us.
It's amazing the kind of business benefits that you were talking about. Was it an aha moment for your non-IT, when you said, this thing called Solution Manager, oh yeah, we don't want to, but
right.
You're like, well, would you like to save some money? I mean, yeah. That must have been great for you to deliver.
It was. I mean, it's very infrequent when I get to go to my CEO and say, we had $150,000 budgeted for this product, right. And we only spent 30, right. On a quick implementation. His question was, what are you going to do with the rest of that money? So, right. Not a question I get often. Usually right. It's the other way around. But pleasantly surprised. And again, our goal with anything is standard SAP. And if SAP has it, don't look elsewhere. Right. And just one more set of servers and infrastructure that I don't have to maintain outside of SAP. So it's kind of a win-win.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you're, big ASUG member. You are on the executive exchange. Can you talk a little bit about what ASUG? I have you up here. I got, get your ASUG testimony.
Sure.
I'm just curious. You've really bought into the ASUG world. Can you talk just a little about the benefits that you get? Back at the office?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I love the constant news feeds coming out of ASUG. So we recently looked at an e-commerce software. We're trying to figure out what should we do from an e-commerce strategy. And the first place I looked was ASUG, and it ended up being the software we selected had recently done an ASUG webinar and webcast, and it's also very good for networking. I've met most of the people that I know in the SAP ecosystem through ASUG. Either through a conference or through a partner, or kind of getting introduced to someone through someone else. So it's really been my way of getting involved in the SAP world. And I don't know, quite frankly, how that would have happened without ASUG. You could try to do that through your partner, but you only get so far.
Right.
So
great. Well, I love that. We love to hear that stuff. Well, thank you very much for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Enjoyed it.
Check out asugonline.com for more videos, as well as asugnews.com. And thanks very much for watching.